Welcome, everybody, to episode 288. There we go. 88 miles an hour. Of course I did. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, right. It's 288, guys. Very important episode today. We're going to be talking about China's space program a lot. The taikonauts. For those of you who may be confused, in China they don't call them astronauts, they call them taikonauts because taikong means space. Yeah. And I guess they just needed to use naut. I don't know why.
I guess it's to like make it so that people know what it is. Because like if you make a full Chinese word, people are like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, if it was like taikong ren or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Taikong sha.
For sure.
Yeah, it would have been something like that. Anyway, we're going to be talking about them eating chicken, not barbecue chicken. We're going to prove it to you.
Yeah, it's actually you know what's funny? You know, it's one of those things where we're like, what is this? Why is this everywhere about them eating barbecue chicken? Because it turns out, and I'll spoil a little bit, we found 40,000 posts about them eating chicken wings.
Oh, it's a big propaganda push, and we're going to prove it to you. And we're also going to show you how they've tried to twist it now.
Yes, and it's unraveled.
It's bad.
We pulled a thread and it unraveled into something way bigger than we thought it was. So this is actually way more important than it turned out to be in the beginning.
Yeah, I think by watching today's show, you're going to get some insight, which you're not going to get anywhere else. On top of that, we're going to be covering all sorts of things. We've got a full show for you, so maybe we should just get right into it.
For sure. I do want to say episode 288 is 288. That is the country code for Ghana. Shout out we have a lot of friends in Ghana.
Ghana's an awesome place.
So shout out to Ghana. And apparently the Faroe Islands, all the way up near the North Pole, uses this country code as well sometimes. So shout out if you are from the Faroe Islands or Ghana, let us know in the comments.
Does your post get lost and end up in the North Pole instead of in Ghana then?
Yeah, well, you know what? Probably.
Yeah.
Except it's for telephones, but yeah.
It's for telephones. Okay. Yeah. So you try to call Ghana and you call the North Pole.
Yeah.
Santa answers.
Almost the North Pole.
Okay. Good. Anyway, guys, let's get right into it with what's new. We're going to saunter right into it today. With what's new, where we talk about everything that's new specifically with regard to China and what's going on.
Space theme here. This guy's about to save the world.
Oh, it's a big meteor.
Asteroid or meteor.
Everyone's panicking. Some Chinese humor over here.
Yes, I think this is in Taiwan, believe it or not.
Yeah. Boom.
He saved the world. He threw off the trajectory of the meteor.
He certainly did.
What's this?
There was a plane that crashed into some cars on the road in Wuhan.
Yeah, it didn't like crash from the sky.
No.
It was like being like moved.
It's probably being transported on the back of a truck and fell off or something.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
It's interesting to see a big plane on the road. Anyway, guys, this week's example of a real country.
It must be nice to live in a real country.
So, I'm going to turn the volume down here. There's been some crazy new tofu dreg scandals that have come out of China. This one in particular, let's just read this. Homeowners are in despair on November 4th in Block A5, Building Number 9 of Rongsheng City Community in Jiangzhaikou, Hebei Province. The foundation has sunk, and the underground garage's walls, columns, beams, and other structures have all developed cracks. So the homeowners are saying obvious evidence in parts of the underground garage, cracks appearing in the columns and the walls show signs of repairs, but the cracks still exist. So, okay, we're going to just show you. There's a lot of footage here. Okay, but you can see this is a homeowner, and she's pointing out, look at the columns are, starting to splinter, okay, and come apart. But then look at the cracks on the ground. It gets so much worse. As she's actually going to point out the worst part of this is that they try to hide it.
Oh yeah. They painted over it, right?
Yeah. So this is terrifying, by the way. This is the underground parking of a massive building. It's probably got about 32 stories on top. And this is your foundation here, okay? See how these walls have cracked? Okay.
Wow. This is underground.
Yeah, but notice how it's got yellow stripes, right? But then suddenly there's white. That's because what they did was they actually tried to repair the cracks. You can see here with that drywall repair, cardboard. That's a concrete wall, by the way. So it's not drywall. It's concrete, but they try to use like drywall repair materials and then paint over it to try and hide the cracks in the beginning. But of course, the cracks just continued. And as you can see, are very serious. And I'll be honest with you, I'd be pretty worried about standing where she's standing right now.
Yeah, dude, look at this. This is hellish.
Yeah.
Look at
I mean, look, the whole wall over there collapsed. See all these
my gosh.
walls here are
And
cracked?
this is, thousands of people are parking and living here, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. When you pay for an apartment in China, remember, you don't own the land.
No.
You actually only are leasing your apartment. You don't actually own anything. You own this concrete box in the sky. Look at the cracks down in the,
It's
in
about
the
the
bottom.
ground level.
Yeah.
22nd floor coming down.
But now you put down money before the apartment's even completed. So just like she did, she put down a huge amount of money. She had to get her family to, loan her money. She had to take a loan from the bank. She had to scrape and beg, borrow, and steal to get enough money to put down this massive deposit. Here's another guy showing some of the cracks here. So then she gets the deposit, puts it down. This is before it's even built.
Yeah.
And then from the moment she's put that deposit down, she's paying the mortgage every month. So imagine you've been paying this mortgage for like however long it's taken to complete this building, years sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And it's time to move in
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, it's completed. And then you go to your brand new building and you see that it's falling apart like this. Now, you've spent all of your life savings to buy this apartment, and you can't even live in it now.
Yeah, beyond the monetary concern, though, I think like the first thing to address here is that you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
So many of China's buildings have these problems because they take shortcuts. It's a big money-making scheme, and life is cheap in China. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but that's how the Chinese companies treat Chinese people. Is that life is cheap? I mean, look at the cracks in that wall over there. Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's insane.
This is, by the way, this is not a backwater place. This
No.
is Jiangjiakou in Hebei. This is right outside Beijing.
Yes, it's not some rural weird place.
No.
And it's a brand new building.
Yeah,
just
the fact
recently
that
completed.
this is basically like when you don't live in the center of Beijing, it's where you live outside of it.
Yeah, because you can't afford the apartments
Sure.
in Beijing. You buy them just outside.
But that means they're still very expensive.
Very expensive.
This is not some random mountain in Guizhou.
Yes.
This is like a developed, rich area.
Now, if anyone is a structural engineer or an architect or what have you, you see how they try to repair that over there?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can tell that this building is not safe anymore. You can't come here and put some caulk or, drywall
you can
fix.
if you want.
Well, I mean, they did actually, You can't just slather over it with a little coat of paint and say it's okay. No, this building must be demolished and rebuilt at this point.
What's scary to me is this is what, building 5 or something in the development,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What about all the other ones? They would have been built the same way, and they're right
Yeah.
next to each other.
Built on the same ground.
Yeah.
So, the shortcuts they took with the foundation, because obviously that's a foundational issue.
What do you think? They only did it on building 5?
Yeah, they would have done it with all of them. That whole, garden, as they call them, huayuan, probably needs to be demolished.
Yeah.
What a waste. Anyway, it's shedding season. And what shedding
is.
season is every year we see in China the cladding on the outside of the buildings, as you can see, start to come off because they're so poorly manufactured and
And
installed.
it kills people.
Yes.
They fly off and they kill people.
Well, bricks and, massive amounts of cladding falling off of a building is going to hit people down below. That's how it works.
Yeah.
As you can see, imagine that huge amount of stuff fell down.
Yeah. It's shedding season.
Yeah, imagine that falls down on your head. This happened to my wife's building. She bought an apartment. This happened on her building.
Right.
Brand new. And,
Oh, it happens on tons of
it happened before anyone could move in, by the way.
it was before
It was while it had been just constructed, but nobody had moved in yet, and it already happened. Yeah, it's insane. I like this guy's song. Okay, I'd like us to take a look at this. Here you've got a technician here, and he is removing big concrete slabs and
That's deadly.
bricks.
That's
yeah,
deadly.
look at that, just by hand. He was able to pull that off.
Wow.
Look how high
Little bit
up.
of wind.
Look,
Little bit of wind.
Look at how high up he is, and he's just taking that huge chunk out. Okay, that huge chunk. That's got to weigh how much? Do you think?
I'm
couple
gonna say
of
that's
kilograms.
25 pounds.
Yeah, okay. I'd say it's going to be at least a kilogram or two. Who knows? It's very heavy.
I think it's heavy.
Yeah, it's concrete.
Yeah.
That's concrete with tiles attached
Sure.
to it. If that falls, look how high he is. if that falls down, and there are always people at the bottom of these buildings.
Yeah.
Because they're in residential communities. So you've got kids playing down there. You've got people going in and out of their buildings. You've got people going to the shops in there. Walking on the sidewalk there, you can see it's in the parking lot, parking a car, getting out. If that falls down, it will just kill people.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to point out here is this incredibly safe tools. Okay. Now, when you working, I don't know, what is he, 30, 25 stories up or something?
Probably 22.
Yeah, 22nd floor, right? When you're working that high and you're using a hammer to knock things loose, surely you should strap it to your wrist. Also, I like how he's got a
Dude,
glove.
Some came down there.
Yes, it did. But I mean, like that hammer, if he slips, if he tries to put it in his little Lowe's bucket or whatever he's got over there, which is incredibly safe. Yeah, whatever.
That's for us.
It'll be, yeah, exactly. If he tries to put it in his bucket and it slips, or he's like hammering and he drops it, that hammer will kill someone.
Yes.
So that's very unsafe.
Yes.
On top of that, I love how the gloved hand is holding the hammer and the ungloved hand is grabbing the concrete. There's a lot of good things going on in this clip. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, he's just like, oh, let's push some in there. Now, this is the ledge, by the way, you can see where people will sit on that ledge in their apartment at the window.
Yeah.
And if it's that easy to just come apart, who knows about the rest of it? I wouldn't want to sit on that ledge.
The thing I want people to keep in mind is the scale of this. Like, this isn't just one building, right?
No.
This is one guy filming one building. Pretty much every building's like that there.
Yeah, because look, it's not going to be just this one person's
No.
balcony. All of them are going to be like
Yes.
this. And this is around the country.
Yeah.
Like you said. Not
Not
just
the countryside, around
country,
the entire country.
entire country. So yeah, we've got a bit of a tofu Drake extravaganza going on over here.
This is all recent stuff.
Yeah. Now, the reason why they would do something like this is after somebody has already been injured
Yes.
or there's been some kind of an incident down
I
below.
had a coworker that got hit in the head by a tile, and she actually got knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we've seen enough footage of near misses, but we've also, in my situation, I've actually had things fall down right in front of me.
Me too. It's like a minefield.
Yeah. Now, in this case, they don't need to worry about it because you know what? This ledge is made out of styrofoam.
Dude.
Look how high up he is.
And it's got paint on it to make it look like concrete paint.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot. Remember, we
Yes.
saw this ourselves
This
when we were like feeling
my
it.
own building I lived in was like this when
Yes.
I lived in Inner Mongolia.
Sorry, I stopped it because I wanted to go back and look at it again.
The styrofoam.
Yeah.
That's
Because
great.
it's high up, people can't see. So when you've got buttresses or cornices or whatever they are, very
Whatever
you know
they're
you know those different
Cornices.
things. You know,
Yeah.
the cornice at the top of the roof. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Because rather than use real materials, if you can just use styrofoam and then paint over it, people won't know.
Yes.
And they need to put these buildings out fast because it's an investment scheme, right?
One might say it's a cornice of death.
Yes, exactly. So you often find all sorts of funny materials. They found corn being used in the past, like corn cobs.
Yeah, like corn cobs.
Yeah,
That was
and-
the thing. Yeah.
like Coke cans.
Yeah.
Or all sorts of random,
Red
like
Bull cans,
yeah,
remember?
exactly.
Yeah.
All kinds of random things that they've used instead of
Yeah.
proper building materials because they just got to get it done quickly so people can move in, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Styrofoam on the 22nd floor at guaranteed ground level, dude.
Oh, 100%.
That's
Look
a
at that.
chocolate moment, would you say?
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. And I'll give you that in a second. First.
Oh my days, check that out.
Nice little clown car bump there.
Yes.
What do
now,
we got going on today?
This is important. Quite often, I like to just remind people about lithium-ion batteries from China. Okay. Now, listen, I understand that if you buy a high-end Chinese EV and they've got like a fancy battery in it or something, you know, it's not going to be terrible.
No.
They do still, Chinese EVs, even the fanciest ones, catch fire all the time. We've got lots of proof to prove that. But I'm talking about the kind of little electric scooters you buy from
whatever. Yeah,
you know,
places you can
wherever
buy.
you could buy them and you want to buy a Christmas gift for your kid or something and you buy them a little e-scooter or, you know, those razor type things or whatever. Those lithium-ion batteries are deadly, okay? And it's all good and well if you get a good brand, but I still suggest even if you have a good brand, make sure that where you park the thing or where you charge it is not inside your house.
For sure.
Maybe like in your garage or something,
Yeah.
or even
Or
that'll burn
outside,
down.
yeah.
But like outside if you can, if you got a shed or something. And I'll show you why. This is an e-bike battery, okay? And the guy noticed that it's starting to have a little issue. It's like starting to smoke. So watch. Okay? So he runs out and he throws it on the street. You'll see here. He's like, he took it out of his bike. He's like, okay, screw this. Throws it on the road.
It's a bomb. It's a freaking bomb.
It is.
Dude, that's crazy.
There's so much energy stored up in these lithium-ion batteries. And I mean, we've seen lots of evidence where people's houses are burnt down because of a power bank. You know, a little power bank.
Yeah.
Because when those get punctured, there was that dude whose dog chewed his power bank and
blew up.
like burns his house down or whatever. Even that can cause a massive fire. But when you've got a fairly large battery in a scooter or an e-bike or something, it's like a bomb.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just wanted to, again, it's like a PSA. If you do have one of these things, a little hoverboard, whatever, try not to keep it in your house, especially near flammable things. I'll get us out of here. You can see this battery too. It's also an e-bike battery.
This looks like.
Yeah, it's like a flame.
I feel like I'm watching Russia-Ukraine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't just stop because there are multiple cells in these batteries. So maybe you think, oh, it's died down, and then you'll get another second, wind. Basically, it does happen.
Smart to have this outside, by the way.
Yes. You can see it's like in a battery box that they put on the scooters.
Yeah.
And obviously he was charging it there, and this happened. It's pretty horrific. See, that's picking up again. So he thought it was like dying down, but it picks up again. And this stuff burns at incredible heats. So
2,000 up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
yeah, that's correct. So, if you've got it in your garage or in your house, it'll just burn right through your wall, and there's not much you could do about it.
For sure.
It'll melt and burn everything. So just be very careful when you've got any kind of a semi-large lithium-ion battery from China, or from anywhere really.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just with
whatever.
China, there's less quality control. You want to explain this?
A little dystopia. See this kind of ramshackle, rundown neighborhood here? You can turn it down a little bit.
That's a nice neighborhood. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just want to show this kind of dystopian drones taking photos of your car to give you tickets. This is a police drone.
Yeah.
And it is trying to punish drivers for parking and making sure they get out of the way. That's the kind of future you can expect.
Can
to
I
live
tell
in
a story
China.
about that?
Sure.
So, excuse me, still a little sick. I'm getting better though. In China, when it comes to traffic enforcement, it's not like in the US or other countries like South Africa that I've lived in, where if you do something bad on the road, the police will chase you and pull you over. So let's say you go through a red light and there's a policeman nearby. They'll like turn on their lights, follow you, and pull you over. In China, they don't do that. They'll let you go through the red light and leave you alone. But the camera will take a picture of you and you'll get a fine and points deducted off your license later.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's right.
So it happened to me once that it was the most ridiculous thing. For a while, they had this incentive in China, in Shenzhen, where I was living, where if people took photos of people breaking the law, they would get like a commission, basically.
Yep.
So then if you...
People were making a living off of
People were making a living, and I fell victim to that because I was on the highway. I was actually going up to visit you in Huizhou, right? And there was a guy on one of the off-ramps, and he was going incredibly slow in the off-ramp, like maybe like 5 miles an hour. And, it's dangerous. And I tried to get around him, and he would like swerve and block me. So the only way I could go around him was on the shoulder.
Yeah.
To get away from this guy, because I was like, is this guy drunk? What's happening here? It's dangerous. So as I went around him, he took a photo of me, sent it in, got his commission, and I got fined.
He was causing people to break the rules
Yes.
on purpose.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. In
Exactly.
China.
And so the drone, the reason why we showed you that drone is it's much easier for them to just send a drone. They take photos of anyone who's breaking the, road rules, crossing a double line or something, get their license plate, and then they send them a fine. And that's how they do the law enforcement, not by actually doing it physically.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to it, because this next thing is very important. There is a huge problem with kidnapping in China. People don't realize it because the Chinese government hides this, okay? Because it's not a good look for China. But kidnapping anyone, you ask any Chinese parent if they would feel comfortable letting their kid run off out of their sight anywhere in China, and they will tell you no. It's horrifying how bad kidnapping is in China. They sell the kids to rural couples who can't have children, or they sell them to beggar gangs or into, you can guess what they get sold into. It's a horrible thing. So there's a huge amount of parents whose children have been kidnapped. And obviously, they want to get their kids back. And they go and they get together and they usually go to public places or parks and they put down like a big banner, has the picture of their kids. And it's like, have you seen my child? This is his name. Last time he was seen, where he was seen,
and all that stuff,
and all that kind of stuff, right? Kind of like the milk carton thing you have in America.
Yeah.
So they do that.
Imagine that times like 100,000.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Just give me a second. I wanted to
your alarm
check
on.
my alarm. Yeah, sorry, I don't want that going off. Anyway, yeah, I just lost a bet. Anyway, sorry.
You said he turned off his alarm.
Yeah, I did. So sorry. Anyway, so what happens is these parents, they go out and they try to raise awareness for their kidnapped children.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking at here, let's take a look, is that red thing you see on the ground, is that banner?
Yes.
With the children's photos and the information and a phone number to call if you've seen or have any information.
Mm-hmm.
And also what you're seeing here is the police putting up, do you see the blue top thing in the corner?
I do.
That is their physical censorship. So the first thing
put
the
those
police
up.
are doing, they're trying to hide this from the public.
So the people that are trying to find their kidnapped children, they're hiding them with a police shield.
Yes, you know those big
Yes.
police banners they put up that say, don't look here, don't take photos? So they're putting that in front of the parents. And not only that, they're tearing up and removing their banner of their children. You can see they're also wearing
T-shirts,
T-shirts to say my missing family members or family relatives. You can see the photos on there.
Ripping up banners of lost children.
And blocking them. See that?
That is the most horrible thing I've seen in a long time.
I really wanted to show that clip because so many people think China's got it sorted out.
Must be.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Must be nice to live in a real country.
It's pretty funny that it's on that one, yeah. It's pretty funny. We'll talk about that in a second. I just wanted to dwell a little bit on this, is that parents that are trying to find their kidnapped children can't even put a banner in public to raise awareness. They are manhandled by the police. They're shut down. And this happens a lot because it's an inconvenient truth.
Yes.
The Chinese government does not want the rest of the world to know that they've got a huge human trafficking and kidnapping problem.
China's trying to act like a big boy. They're trying to say, we're first world. We're kind of like you. We're like you guys. And we can replace the world order. And you get people that go on massive media and you say, they're going to be the next world leader. No, they're not.
No.
Not if they're going to act like this. So what they try to do is fake it till you make it, right? You pretend like it doesn't exist. It's
So
kind
we
of like
don't
how
have
they
a
got,
problem.
It's like how they got rid of poverty, right?
Yes.
Yet there's still, you'll see later, still people making $700 a year.
Yeah.
In fact, hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah.
So you're in a situation where China's pretending to be the next global leader and everything, and it has none of the standards of any developed country.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, they've got lights on the cities at night.
it.
That's all they got.
That's what
honestly.
we're bragging about now.
Let's get back to this because I love this takeout. Now, we were having a bit of a debate, right? Mm-hmm. How did this happen?
There's a rat in the delivery. But did it get in? Was it bagged in there? Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Was it bagged in there first?
Yeah.
Or did it chew a hole in there? Because I don't see a hole.
I don't see a hole either. So I feel like the takeaway at the place, there's a rat. And they're like, okay,
Yes.
you get extra rat today.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's rather disturbing. And that is even more disturbing. What is that?
I mean, it looks like they're filming something, and I'm trying to figure it out. But you know, everyone talks about how organ harvesting happens in China. You know, they're wasting them. They're wasting the organ.
Dude,
Look at
I
all these
don't
livers.
know why you even put that in. I don't even know what to say
Because
about that.
how often are you going to see a man laying in a pile of liver?
Yeah, and I guess, they are filming with like very professional cameras, so this must be for a movie.
I thought there could be I'll leave it to the audience, but there could, you know, how we have shill broths and we have all these inside jokes. Could be something there.
Yeah.
Pile of liver. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, this clip has been going around lately. It's a bit of a compilation of clips of the IKEA in China.
It's just fun to see.
You may have seen some of these before, but there's some new clips in here too. It is funny to see. There's a big problem in IKEA in China because people go there to take advantage of the air conditioning, not to buy
Or
anything.
just to relax.
Yeah. So they'll take their family there to
People
go.
like to be around other people. It's like
Yeah.
a China thing.
Yeah, it's renao, as they say.
Real now means
lively.
like jovial, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people go there to just relax, sleep in the beds, chill out on the couches.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
dude.
For
like a party.
for a while, they were employing people to go around and try to wake people up, but they gave up on that.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. So then they just said, okay, well,
Yeah.
what can we do? So yeah, it's just an interesting difference in cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
It's a good way to escape the chaos of the
think
streets.
about it. It's like a free hotel.
It is, and you think about it like this. You know, a Chinese street, it's like, man, everyone's
Yeah,
beeping,
yeah.
it's polluted, right? It's hot.
Yeah, yeah.
You get out of there, you get to go sleep in a bed. It's much quieter in
It's
here.
clean. You know, it's air conditioned. It's nice.
It's nice, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's actually pretty cool. Like a nice little respite. You know what I mean?
Honestly, it must be kind of nice.
Must be nice to live in a real country.
Oh, look! This
it's
is what you
Yamano.
missed. This is what you
Well,
missed.
I mean, you don't want to have, like, you don't want to, if you're...
it's not too bad.
Watch it in private if you'd be embarrassed.
Welcome to 中国志,
Where we give you the squeeze on the latest juice from China.
Do not squeeze too hard.
So how about my friend the wood snake?
James McNeil is demonstrating genital weightlifting. He is lifting approximately 200 pounds.
Just in case.
we don't know
Nothing
about
reduces
that.
sexual desire more
About that
than a
song.
physically
Yes.
out-of-shape body.
雄性黑猩猩是1992年10月12号在北京动物园。
Yeah,
A
that
snake
probably
in winter.
that needs some explanation.
Yes, so we had a probably one of the best times we've ever had on our Patreon
It was so
show.
much fun. Yeah.
Patreon.com/ADV podcast. We have a secret show. It's called Xiaobanho.
Yeah.
We're on episode 174. If you sign up now, you get access to all of them. But more importantly, we had probably the best time we've ever had on said show on Monday because we used old video equipment to authentically insert ourselves into some 1986 through 1993 Chinese footage.
Yes.
And it was outlandish.
Yeah, I used a video toaster and an old TriCaster, and I put together, and then we put it together. We got all this stuff, this ancient footage. We filmed ourselves on an old camera from 1998. It was fun. It was super fun.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, we covered this VHS tape that we've unearthed called Chinese Lovemaking Secrets, which
Yes.
is utterly disturbing.
It's ridiculous. That's one of the many things that we covered.
We covered jumping over the Great Wall on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
We covered, what else did we cover? We did, this is meat sales,
Yes,
hair
we did.
art.
Yeah, the there was crazy things. Revenge
grandmas,
Incorporated. Yeah,
yeah.
It was super fun. So
If you're going to go watch an episode, I say go watch that one.
yeah, and we've got an excellent one coming up on
Yes.
Monday. It's all about very obscure Chinese movie reviews.
Yes.
From the 80s and
like
90s.
ones that are forbidden/lost.
Yes.
And we've managed to get some.
We found the most ridiculous Chinese Rambo thing. You won't believe it.
Chinese Rambo is real, and
It's-
it's insane.
It is, and it was made by the PLA.
Yeah, it's actually a PLA movie.
And it was made, and it's got the Airwolf soundtrack.
Yes.
And it's made in the 80s, and it's so bad.
And you can't find it anywhere.
No, because they're embarrassed about it.
It's
because it's
gone.
horrible.
it's great.
Yeah, it's great. So it's going to be fun.
Anyway, I would say, number one, if you're interested, go check it out. Number two, it is easily and hand over fist the best way to support us.
Yes.
Especially when YouTube's, making shenanigans, not putting this on people's feeds and not promoting us and stuff. Please go check it out. Patreon.com/ADV podcast. Sign up there. There's a half price tier that's not live, and then there's a full price tier that is live. Go check it out.
We'd love to see you there. Obviously, only if you have the means.
Yeah, of course.
But like you said, it is the best way to support us.
It is.
So thank you. Hey.
But before we get into this, we have to encourage something.
Oh no, I know what's coming. When we're about to talk about the astronauts and their chicken barbecue, they're not barbecue. This
important that
junk
you-
has to come along.
That you guys have to seed the feed. As you guys know, I am the like farmer, and I tell you, we got one goal here. We're gonna up the goal today because I have a feeling, I got a little inclination that a lot of you guys are here with us today right now. Now I didn't check the actual stream. I don't know how many people are here, but I can tell you there's a lot of people excited about this astronaut story. So if I could ask you, please click the thumbs up button. Help seed that feed. If you get the seeds out there on people's feeds, people will see this episode, and it's something that China's trying to hide.
Big time.
So you're gonna want to click like, and let's try to get to 4,000 likes today. What do you think?
Yeah, as much as I just detest the like farmer, I really hate this a lot. It makes me very uncomfortable. Today is very necessary because the Chinese government has proven to me over the last 24 hours just how much they want to hide what we're about to show you.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
Well, so click that thumbs up button. We'll try to get to 4,000 likes, and if we do get to 8,000 likes, then of course Winston will become the like farmer himself.
Yeah.
Shall we
That'll
get back-
never happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we get back to it?
I think we shall. So let's do it. So give me a second here. Back to video playback. By the way, love the Like Farmer song. We got to find a way to share it with everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Time for Soft Power Hour. This is where we talk about the way China tries to change your mind through propaganda and soft power. Okay, so we noticed that people were reaching out to me saying, why can I not get this Chinese chicken barbecue space naught thing off my feed? It's everywhere. Even people that are not interested in China, even people that have nothing to do with space, chicken, or China.
Is that a genre?
Yeah. Are getting this like
chicken
chicken
genre.
barbecue in space thing is being shoved on them.
Or like chikungunya.
In every social media possible. Okay?
It's nuts. So I was able to track about 40,000 posts or pieces of media about this. And what it was is Chinese astronauts' first barbecue in space. So it's the first time anything's been barbecued in space. And they barbecued some steak and some chicken wings.
Yes.
And I was so confused because I said, it's clear that the Chinese government has a prerogative to put millions of dollars in boosting this,
Yes.
right? But why? 'Cause
Yes,
I was
why?
so confused. I said, well, no Westerner is going to care about some Chinese people eating chicken wings in space.
Yeah, they're like first barbecue
Chicken to China,
in
the
space
Chinese
ever.
chicken. You have
Exactly.
a drumstick and your brain starts ticking.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Anyway.
then I started digging into the comments.
Sure.
And I noticed the sheer amount, I'll just throw a random number here, 80 to 90% bot accounts, okay?
Yes.
So on all these pieces of media, you had bot accounts saying things like this: another day, China, make the world more joy. USA, make the world more pain. And you keep going here.
Okay.
You can start to get a theme, and you start to kind of put pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah,
right?
they're using this. Gotta love this. China is the future, and the future is now.
This may be the most expensive yet most meaningful roasted chicken wing in history. Did the ancients roasting chicken wings around a fire 1,000 years ago imagine that someone in the sky would be eating the same thing? Where will the people be eating roasted chicken wings 1,000 years from now? Thinking about this, I can't help but tear up.
I mean, look, there were so many vile comments about how bad America is under this stuff. What's this? While the U.S. looks to wage war in the Caribbean, Chinese astronauts are having barbecue in space. I think we know who's actually winning.
Very interesting.
You look at this. The U.S. sure is behind China in space achievements. If the first barbecue in space is done by China, lol.
Roast chicken wings made NASA realize for the first time that excluding China from the International Space Station was a huge mistake. See this?
I think there's probably a good
weird.
reason why you don't want them roasting their greased chicken bones on your space station. But no, quite honestly, they were showing pictures of. Remember when those astronauts were stranded on the International Space
Yes.
Station? That sort of elderly astronaut woman who, when she came off there, she looked really gaunt and everything. And they were like, see, in America, they can't feed their astronauts properly and so on, but we can give delicious barbecue chicken.
So to go
succulent
back-
Chinese meal.
To go back
Yeah.
2 weeks,
Yes.
I started to notice a propaganda campaign that kind of seeded this whole thing.
Yeah.
And what it was that China's space station is very advanced and the International Space Station is terrible.
Yes.
And so I was like, there's something brewing here. And really the culmination of it was this chicken wing thing. And again, I want to go back to this idea. I said, there is no way the Chinese government is so stupid that they're going to blow this much money on a chicken wing campaign
Yes.
just to impress Westerners and try to appear like they're some sort of like superior in some way.
Sure.
Because it turns out it was a way to deflect from America's war efforts, to demilitarize the U.S., to denigrate the U.S. and make China look like it's the investable country, right?
Yeah.
It's also one of their most important achievements. Communist countries like to promote space. Think about the Soviet Union.
Yeah, of course.
And China is way behind in a lot of things in this world. And so they're like, we have to do the thing that the Soviets and the Americans did, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important to them.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. Now let's roll the media.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at let's watch them eating chicken in
Then
space.
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Because it got deep.
Oh. It's actually fake. I don't know if you saw the stamp.
Since everything will change the way you live, I hope Kung Pao chicken tastes the same. Special health, special food,
You figured it out.
special love, special care, special.
Yes.
The fire alarm? Oh, damn.
Yeah. Look, I love the pepper.
Dear Captain, how often do you call home? Family and friends must miss you a lot.
Lovely. Look at all the grease. So let's take a look at this, right?
Let's analyze this.
Astronauts barbecue chicken wings, steaks in China Space Station. This is from Xinhua. This is the official Chinese, news.
We did add some sound effects just in case you guys were confused.
No, we didn't add anything. What are you talking about? So, anyway,
The footage is real. Yeah.
yeah, the footage is real, and they cut out the part where they couldn't get it into the oven.
Oh, interesting.
By the way, if this is the actual thing that they sent up.
Yeah, so the propaganda campaign, I have to explain, is that the space mission, the Shenzhou 2021 crew,
Yes.
is going to bring up this special state-of-the-art, never done before barbecue up to space.
Yeah.
To give to their compatriots they're going to take their place. Shenzhou
Yeah.
20 is going to come back down. Shenzhou 21 is going to take their place. So they bring this special state-of-the-art barbecue that they've developed, right?
Yeah.
Turns out I tracked it down. And the guts are most likely from, and let me just read this quickly.
Yeah, you found out what it is.
Most likely, I'll
Yeah.
say most likely, but it's most likely a actual lab drying equipment. So it's an oven that is used to.
What's it called? Blue Pard, like Shanghai Blue Pard.
Well, there's a couple of Shanghai Yihang, Blue Pard, and Jinghong, and this is the factory that makes these lab dryers, and you put lab instruments in it, and it heats it up and dries them, sterilized. You know, that
It's like
kind
a
of thing?
convection oven.
It's like a convection. It's very simple technology. It's originally from the West.
Yeah.
But they make them on scale, and you can get them OEM built in factories in China. In fact, I found some. And what you can do is you can get it to look however you want, right? And it turns out this is actually what that is. It's not a barbecue.
No, it's nothing to do with barbecue. We'll prove that in a second. But what's different about this is it's got purification in it, so it's smokeless. You know, so they have built it for that application. They've taken something
I
that
have
exists.
a Japanese fish grill that's smokeless as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not state of the art.
No, it's not state-of-the-art.
It's literally a lab instrument dryer.
It's repurposed. Yeah, it is.
It's like a $200 thing.
If you're wondering what it says on the front there, it actually says hot air baking machine.
Yeah.
I also just want to point out that this is what Chinese state media put out, okay?
Yeah, this is theirs.
This is a picture from them, and they're like, look, this is this high-tech thing. I would also like you to pay attention to the pristine lab conditions in which this thing is being built.
Like an office.
It's an office building with dusty raised ceilings and curtains. Just wanted to say. I'm being a bit petty, but, you know, I do get petty when things are just so stupid. Because let's look at what barbecue means in the dictionary.
Western media ran with this too. They're
Everybody's
China's
saying
did the
first barbecue in space.
It's wrong.
Barbecue is a meal or gathering at which meat, fish, or other food is cooked out of doors on a rack over an open fire or on a portable grill. Okay. And it shows you variations described, various cooking methods that employ live fire and smoke to cook food. So the main difference between is that barbecuing uses direct high heat from an open flame, while ovens use indirect enclosed heat that circulates around the food. So
It's literally
it was the
convection
first
oven.
like bake-off in space.
Yes.
Okay, it was the
Oh,
first.
was it?
Well, maybe
Was
not.
it? I
No, it
don't think it
wasn't. No,
was,
it
was
wasn't.
it? You fell for the
no, I'm
propaganda.
sorry, it wasn't. It wasn't the first. It was the first baking chicken in space
I guess, yeah.
in an oven.
In an oven.
It's not barbecue, guys. Okay, so here's another thing. Chinese state media said it is the first ever in the world it is the first ever in the world that can actually be used aboard a space station.
Is it?
So the first ever oven. Sorry, before I put my fake stamp on there, let me go
You gotta
back.
read it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Before you think we're just going to talk about ovens, it's not,
Yeah.
this is a thread that unraveled something massive.
Yeah. So they say it's the first ever oven in the world that can actually be used aboard a space station. And that is in Chinese state media. And by the way, that's being proliferated by all sorts of different media.
All sorts.
But guess what? That's fake. You know why?
If we're going to be a spacefaring society, we're going to have to learn to cook in space. It's fairly important to humans. And right now, we don't have a way of essentially cooking in space. We bring dehydrated food and prepackaged food and add hot water to it, throw it in a microwave and eat it, and we just deal with that for the time. It's going to get tiring eating things from squeezy tubes. In the future, we're going to want to have fresh vegetables, so grow our own food. You want to prepare that in appetizing ways. So Cookies are certainly appetizing, maybe not healthy, but they will be a very, I think it's a welcome addition.
Before we continue, I want to ask you, before this whole chicken nonsense that, was blasted over everywhere.
40,000 posts.
Did you even know that 6 years ago they baked cookies on the International Space Station?
I had no idea.
Me neither.
You know why? Because the West doesn't use propaganda campaigns to go try to have a de-measuring competition with everyone, and then also use asymmetric warfare to try to tell you that your country is actually bad and you're going to war and wasting money and you should follow China.
Yeah.
Right?
Because think about it. If the US had billions of dollars to throw at propaganda like China does, they would have flooded every feed around the entire world, including... Well, they wouldn't be able to in China, but if they could, they would, flood Weibo and all that with America first bakes the first cookie in
China's
space.
Bad. China's awful and
look at how
Evil
America's living in the
warmongering.
future.
Yeah.
America's living in the future. Cooked cookies in space. China's living in the past.
sucks.
Warmongering in the South China
Yeah.
Sea.
Yes,
you
yes.
know, it's dumb, right? It's stupid. That's why we're going on about this, is because it's so stupid for them to use this baking chicken wings in space as some sort of propaganda win.
Yeah.
Because it's been done before. 6 years ago, we already had an oven that was used in the space station. So this is not the first ever.
No, so I just want to recap real quick
Yeah.
before we continue. So it's not only that, it's not the first chicken eaten in space.
So it's not barbecue.
It's not the first chicken eaten in space.
Oh, yes, and it's not the first chicken
Yes.
eaten in space, okay?
There was chicken eaten in space before.
Yeah.
Number 2, it's not a barbecue. It's a closed convection oven, like a normal one in your home.
Yes,
Um,
with filtration built in.
It's basically the same design philosophy as NASA's zero crumb tortillas and cookies on the International Space Station that was used for baking cookies in 2019, so six years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no open flames, and it's sealed convection. And then you have to think about this.
Yeah.
If you are going to use a convection oven and make all these false claims and then spend bazillions of dollars on propaganda to say America's bad because you made chicken wings,
Yeah.
you would think you would make sure that you did it in a sealed environment.
Yes.
But did they?
No.
Into
We
an
got to talk
astronaut's
about
menu.
this, okay? First of all, I want to show you, this is the real first ever oven that was used on the space station. It's called the Zero G oven, I think, or Zero G kitchen or something. Either way, it was successfully baked cookies on the ISS in 2019. As you can see, there's a chef with his nano racks over there cooking something. It's been outfitted. It could cook all sorts of things. This, guys, is not the first ever oven used on a space station, and it did not barbecue chicken, but heat dried it. Okay? Just wanted to get some facts out of the way, because there's all this spin. But here's the interesting part, is they go through eating the chicken wings, they make a big PR stunt, it's pushed to millions of people through social media, it's everywhere. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now, which is by design. It's cost China a lot of money to do that. But immediately after the stunt, sorry, I just have to play this
Into an
again because
astronaut's menu.
I cut myself off there. Immediately after the stunt, this happened. Here it comes. Here it comes.
3 Chinese astronauts will not be coming home to Earth this week as planned. Officials say their spaceship may have been damaged by space debris.
I wonder if that's the space debris. Chicken bones and oil droplets.
So let me get this straight. So this crew called
Yeah.
Shenzhou 21 went up to replace Shenzhou 20 crew
Yes.
in their space station because it was their turn.
Yes.
In that process, they brought an oven
Yes.
so they could do this chicken wing stunt, and then Shenzhou 20 will come back home.
Yes. Then they did the chicken wing stunt.
They did the chicken wing stunt.
Okay, as you can see here. Okay, ate the chicken wings. By the way, can I just say that if you're going to take any kind of food into space, chicken wings are one of the dumbest things to take because you've got bones in them. Now, it's all
grease.
about efficiency.
And pepper.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's all about efficiency, right? So every gram that you take up into space costs a lot of money. And if you've got, say, in an uncooked raw chicken wing, about, say, 30 odd grams of bone weight in there, you're paying somewhere between, I don't know, $60 to $700 per chicken wing.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
to take it up there. Just for the bones, not the actual meat.
They did acknowledge it was expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, you're paying all this stupid stuff now. You've got bones left over that you can't do anything with.
Well, they'll just eject it into space.
Yes. But I mean, here's the thing. When you've got all these leftover bones from the chickens, from the chicken wings, when you're in a closed environment like a space station, every little ounce of energy counts. So now if you're going to use some kind of tool to grind it up or to recycle it, that takes energy away.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's a wasteful thing. So you're wasting money sending it up, and then you've got chicken bones left over. But also, if you look at it, right? Okay, you've got bits of pepper and stuff there. Particles that can fly off in zero G and get stuck in like instruments. Think about it.
So I spoke to someone familiar with space.
Yeah?
And they said, this is not a risk that NASA or people on ISS are willing to take.
Yeah, of course
The
not.
grease flying around, the pepper, all this stuff is just variables. You don't even take it into account because you don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, because think about it. When you're living in that kind of environment, one grease globule that floats off goes into a computer and gets a little switch jammed or gets on the IC and causes a short or causes a problem, right? This is just common sense. That's why we don't use pencils in space. It's because the graphite can break off and bits and pieces fly. Just look at the packet in the background there. It's all greasy and full of like...
There's globules.
Yeah, it's... See that? In the background, it's just greasy stuff and little bits of extra peppers and things like that. It's just an inefficient way to do this. So in my mind, you know, they're doing this for the first time. NASA would do things like ISS, they do lots of testing.
And it's labs and it's sealed.
It would be sealed.
Yep.
They would cook it. They would take it back to Earth. They would analyze it to first of all make sure it's safe for human consumption because you're not sure if anything changes when you cook that kind of thing in space. And then you'd make sure that like nothing got ejected or could get into any instruments. Okay, it's just common sense. But they're just kind of flying by the seat of their pants here. Let's just cook some stuff.
Because that's what happens in a top-down government, like the CCP is. The CCP officials, they said we need to do this chicken wing stunt to make America look bad.
Yeah.
And they said at all costs.
So it's very interesting, and I'm not saying that the grease and chicken bones got into the equipment.
Hey.
But you never know. You never know. But
Do you know why you never know?
Why?
Because
China will never tell you.
Well, because the sheer amount of lies around their space program that they've already said. True. And I want to cover some of that.
Okay, before we do, I just wanted to make sure we've gone through everything here. Here's the thing, though. It happened directly after they ate the barbecue, like a day later, 2 days later, they got stranded, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to tell you about this weird spin that people are doing these days. But they got stranded, and they won't say why. They're like suspected micro space debris.
If we're going to be a spacefaring society, we're going to have to learn.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, it's true. I'll just make us big here. Because, you know, here's the thing. It's suspected micro space debris that's hit their return capsule.
Yeah.
That's what they said. There's no way to prove that. We don't know what happened. Maybe it is. There's a high plausibility that it is space debris. There's also a high plausibility that the Chinese government is lying about human error. So maybe the pilots, when they got up there, they damaged something. Maybe they didn't dock properly. Maybe they bumped into it. Maybe, you never know, right? Maybe the grease and chicken bones got into the equipment. You don't know.
The important thing is this was supposed to fly in the face of like, oh, we don't allow China on the International Space Station. By the way, that was because of intellectual property theft and espionage.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, why don't, you guys are going to regret this. Look at how modern it is. We can eat chicken. You guys are, and they're using very Chinese logic. It's like, oh, they're going to be jealous because we get to eat chicken wings and they have to eat tubed food, right?
I don't know. They eat breakfast burritos on the International Space Station.
Anyway, my point is that this was a campaign.
Yes.
Right. And so this campaign really blew up in their face now that the guys are stranded up there.
Yes.
Right after the stunt.
Yes.
It's huge.
Immediately. So now they're trying to spin this new narrative. So make sure that we're in line here, okay? Okay, yes. Before we get into the China space lies, we have seen now listen to this, in major publications, New York Post or, we've just seen
stuff, yeah.
tons. The headlines are like this. Stranded Chinese, astronauts can you bring up one of those headlines? I want to get it right here. But it's basically they're saying stuff like...
Stranded Chinese astronauts throw first ever barbecue in space.
Yes. See that? Stranded Chinese astronauts throw first ever barbecue in space. There are other headlines saying that, astronauts came up...
publications. Yeah. Like astronauts came up to deliver oven,
To
a
stranded-
barbecue to their stranded other astronauts.
Yes. So they're trying to twist it around as if there was a problem, and then China sent this barbecue stuff to fix it or make them feel better.
It's interesting because we're seeing this in Chinese propaganda, but it's trickling over to mainstream news, like you said.
Yes.
And so now they're twisting it like, okay, they got stranded.
Yes.
So they brought them comfort food from home to turn this into some sort of feel-good story.
Yeah, so they've twisted it around. Now listen, here's the actual timeline. Once again, they went up. They've got 3 guys up there. They've been there for 6 months. It's time for them to leave. They send their 3 replacement guys. The replacement guys bring the oven and the chicken. They make this barbecue.
For propaganda.
For propaganda. They sign off. They're ready to leave. And then they get stuck because the grease and the chicken bones or the space debris or the human error, whatever caused it.
We don't know.
That happened after the barbecue, not before. So now everyone's trying to twist it as if the barbecue's happening after the stranded issue.
I did leave. It was interesting. And this is no slight on New York Post, but I left a comment from the China show from here correcting the title.
Yes.
Right? And it still shows, by the way. It shows when I look at it on our account.
Yeah.
And I said, this should be titled blah, blah, blah. And I corrected the timeline.
Yeah, because it's the wrong way around.
So the comment's still there.
Yeah.
But then when I went when I'm not signed in, I cannot see my comments.
That means it's been hidden.
Why would they do that? Or do you think
know.
it was like a content filter or
Who
something?
knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Either way, guys, be careful. They're trying to change the story and twist it around. Let's take a look, like you said, at some of China's space lies.
And this is why we just can't trust anything, right?
Yeah.
All right. So in 2007, right,
Yes.
there was a ASAT test, right? And what happened was there was no prompt public acknowledgement from Beijing. They only confirmed January 23rd after the U.S. media confirmations, right? So there's an intercept. The U.S. confirmed it. China said, no, and then they did it way later. Or they tried to cover
so they
it,
lied about
right?
it.
Yes.
Okay.
Number
that's
2, and these are much more important, these ones. Tiangong-1, so this is a space station, right?
Yes.
So in 2016 to 2018, they said it was not out of control.
No.
Upon reentry, right?
They
So it
pretended
says,
like it was controlled and they were in contact with it the whole time.
China told the UN Tiangong-1 had ceased functioning. Various officials suggested that they were tracking and could provide updates, and it wasn't out of control, which is very important.
Yes.
Right? So the UN's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
However, ESA, Aerospace Corporation, and independent trackers treated the fall as uncontrolled. Actual reentry over the South Pacific happened on April 2nd, 2018. There was no video of a controlled deorbit.
Yeah.
So it was tracked. They lied again.
Yes, they lied about it being controlled. It was uncontrolled from the beginning.
And this happens often, but we'll show you some
Yeah.
videos. Long March 5B, the core stage reentries, 2020 to 2022. They downplayed the risk. Beijing said debris posed little risk, and they were closely tracking it. However, external evidence, Aerospace Corporation repeatedly labeled reentries uncontrolled and above commonly accepted risk thresholds. NASA publicly criticized the practice. In fact, there was no detailed trajectory disclosures or reentry footage. Post hoc statements only from the Chinese government.
Exactly.
Next.
That's because they just didn't plan for reentry. They just
don't.
like, it doesn't matter where it
lands
goes.
on people.
Yeah, yeah.
Secretive reusable space plane. We covered this. Remember this? 2020 to 2024 missions. They had a secretive space plane that they could reuse.
Remember they were talking about it, putting it out in propaganda?
Yes. What do you notice about the photo of this?
It's CG.
It's because there are no mission photos or video of the vehicle in orbit or landing, only launch imagery and generic art.
Yeah.
Xinhua, so China's biggest and most reliable news source, says reusable experimental spacecraft testing to reduce costs, launches landings and acknowledge and brief notices that they put out. Reuters and independent tracking confirmed multiple orbital flights, object releases, altitude changes, but the details were completely opaque. They never showed this actual vehicle doing it.
No, because it doesn't exist.
Yes. Shijian 21, the space tug. That sounds very weird.
Yeah.
China described an on-orbit servicing space degree tests in general terms. But however, commercial firm Exo Analytic and analysts tracked Shijian?
Yeah,
Shijian 21 rendezvousing with a defunct Beidou satellite and towing it to graveyard orbit.
Yeah.
There was no released Chinese imagery of the grappler tow, and evidence is external tracking.
Yep.
Again, nothing real.
Well, they can't show anything. They don't know how to do it. What is this?
Because it's not real.
Yeah. The U2.
The U-22 gel substance that they found.
Oh, this was
2020.
This was their moon landing probe thing.
Chinese state media said there was gel that they had discovered in a crater. Later, peer-reviewed and technical work from other scientists.
Yeah.
It said it was impact melt breccia, which is glassy rock, consistent with geology. So rover images did exist. The gel framing had to be walked back, but by analysis, but they didn't make new Chinese content to say it wasn't actually gel.
Yes, they didn't change that. You know.
And then we had the U2 mystery hut, the moon
A
cube.
cube-shaped object.
So Chinese state media said there was a mystery hut, a moon cube.
Yeah.
Driving closer showed it was a small rabbit-shaped rock, not a structure. Close-up rover images later confirmed the rock. See how the Chinese media does?
Yeah.
The whole space program is literally a propaganda tool for them.
It is. They go like, we found something new. You know, America didn't find this. We found this new stuff. They make a big hoo-ha out of it. Turns out it's nothing new, and they didn't find anything interesting.
We'll do one more.
Okay.
The 2022 Lunar Impact Identity, official denial versus later confirmation.
Yes.
And February 21st, 2022, China's foreign ministry said the booster expected to hit the moon was not from its 2014 mission, and that a related stage had burned up, right? Turns out researchers and later studies identified the impactor as Chang'e 5 T1 rocket stage. U.S. Space Command said the stage never re-entered the Earth's atmosphere.
Yes.
And LRO imaged a double crater from the March 4th, 2022 impact. Again,
Yes.
lying about re-entry or
Yeah,
entry.
re-entry, yeah.
There was no Chinese imagery or admission tying the stage to the crater. The denial stood despite external tracking and lunar imaging.
Yep.
And in fact, we know this happens all the time because what happens is they won't plan re-entries of rockets and boosters.
No, they refuse.
They will land on villages, killing people.
Yes, and spreading
destroying
toxic
villages and
chemicals
toxic
everywhere.
chemicals and all kinds of horrible space stuff that's not supposed to be on Earth. And they don't plan this stuff because they don't care about human life. And this whole thing is a political stunt.
Yes,
The entire program
It
is
is.
a political stunt.
100%.
Again, this is no slight on the astronauts and stuff, the taikonauts.
No,
they're just doing their job.
I absolutely hope that they make it home safe. Again, but it's tough when you've got a government that would rather lie, you know, about things than actually address problems, you know?
Yeah. So it's just like this caused us to look into all of these crazy space lies.
Well, that's the thing. The fact that we've got a whole laundry list of proven lies
Yeah.
from the Chinese space program in the past, and you can look them up yourself,
Yeah.
It proves that they're willing to lie about anything.
Yes.
And they're not honest when it comes to their space program. So why would they be honest about the reason that the astronauts are stranded? And here's the problem. If China was honest about it and actually sought solutions, you could have a situation where, for instance, right now they're trapped. They're stuck up there, and you could have other countries help them. You could have other countries be offering advice, other countries potentially rescuing the astronauts. You know, SpaceX could send something up,
Yeah,
or NASA, or Russia, you know, but they're too proud, and their propaganda means so much to them that they care more about this chicken wing imagery than the safety of their actual astronauts.
It's the most tone-deaf thing I've ever seen.
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
And the fact that they spent so much money, and now here, before we move on to the Bollard report, I have to say this. This is a huge, sore issue for China. Because when I posted some sarcastic things about it on Twitter,
chicken wings, yeah.
and I was just like, current mood in the station, and I posted an AI image of the, you know, a crying astronaut chewing a chicken wing. They were like coming out with the white-skinned pig.
The
you know,
stuff you can't even say.
Yeah, the horrible racist attacks against me, and the huge amounts of attacks. Now, I post a lot of stuff on Twitter, okay? That's what I do. I post about the kidnapping. I post about EVs exploding. I do this kind of stuff, a lot of real issues, and I never get attacked like I was attacked over that. So it's
Interesting.
such a massive... important propaganda thing
Yeah.
for them. This chicken barbecue thing is so important
The
to them.
not barbecue.
Yeah, the not barbecue, the chicken bake, the chicken
The
roast.
chicken bake that wasn't for the people getting like stranded up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they ate before they got stranded, right? The fact that I posted about that, people that came out of the woodwork like they never do. Because they don't come and call me a white-skinned pig when I post about an EV exploding. But when I posted about the chicken wing barbecue, fake barbecue thing, man, did they come out of the woodwork.
Interesting.
It is
Shows
interesting.
you there's a prerogative because those
It
are
did-
prisoners
yeah.
in bot farms.
Exactly. This is the most important piece of propaganda PR spin they've had in years.
Very
and they're
clearly.
trying so hard to now twist the facts around
Yeah.
it to make
And
it seem
getting
like, yeah.
major outlets to follow suit. I don't
Yeah.
know how they're doing it.
Yeah, They're manipulating search results. They're manipulating AI because they pump out so much media.
Yeah.
You know, when I asked AI, what was the first oven used in the space station? They said this chicken wing one. Yeah.
We just proved that wrong.
So I was like, no, what about
And then
this
what
one
did
in
it
NASA?
say?
And they were like, well, technically, yes, that was the first one. But the Chinese one's actually one that, you know, they're going to keep using. I'm like, that doesn't, I asked you which is the first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they've managed to manipulate everything, and it's very annoying.
It is.
That's why we're here, to bring you the truth.
It's true. We got to move this along.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're
That's
going
all right.
too long about this. This is Bollard Report time.
Bollard.
It's Bollard Report. What happened here, guys?
Not enough bollards.
Not enough bollards. They need bollards in the sky to stop these errant drivers.
Yes.
That's absolutely crazy. That was a few days ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, look at that.
In Hubei. So we have on the ground reporter here. She's, I should say, in the chair.
Yes.
She's a handicapped woman, and she's going to show what these menace that these bollards are causing in China.
Yes.
Especially for handicapped people.
Yeah, they make it so that nothing's accessible. Now remember, the reason for bollards is to stop these revenge against society attacks that happen weekly in China, where people, when they crack, they drive their cars into crowds of people. And you're going to always have crowds of people at the mall. In fact, I've seen them drive their cars into malls before. You know, there's been a couple. But look, they spaced them so closely together that she can't even get her wheelchair through the bollards. It's ridiculous. You know? So
Her friend has to help her.
Yeah, she got a friend to help her get it through the bollards so that she could actually go somewhere.
But she then wanted to show how many bollards there are.
Well,
Like
I
the
mean,
sheer amount in such crazy places too.
yeah, it is insane. It's all over. I like how this guy has a special. Well, it's not
Bollard
specifically for that, but he's got a bollard jack to move the bollards, which are painted like Doraemon, by the way.
They hate that.
Yeah, I mean, they arrested
Chinese
someone for
government
dressing up as Doraemon. Yeah, I mean, come on, that's the handicap ramp, but they're
That's the
blocking it with
handicap
bollards,
ramp.
dude.
They put bollards in front of the handicap ramp. How do you get through?
Yeah, you don't. He's like, you go that way. It's like, okay, we'll go that way. I mean, come on. That's also for like if you're pushing a kid in a stroller or something. You can't, now you can't, right?
This is an actual bollard report.
Yes. I like how they honked at her. Get out the road.
Dude, China! I forgot how mean they are.
Yeah, I mean, because there's
for
no
disabled
sidewalk for her to go on. I mean, and she can't get through there now. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
These bollards are out of control. You know, this is, again, top-down stuff.
Yeah, isn't it just insane the sheer amount of bollards we're seeing here? I mean, we make fun of this bollard thing, but it's real.
It's real. I would love John Stossel to analyze something like that. You know, he always goes over like waste projects.
Yes.
The Bollard project's nuts in China.
I think if you want like an investment that'll grow, just invest in Chinese bollards.
Yes.
You know?
At least for the time being.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, Slopaganda time. What are we talking about this week? We're talking about robots.
Everyone's
Now,
talking about this X-Pung robot.
this particular robot, very impressive the way it walks. It's come out. People are like, is that real?
I got people coming after me that were going, it's almost like they're preempting something. It was so funny. They go, you always say these robots are fake and bad or whatever. Look at this. Like calling me out. I'm like, I never even talked about this robot. This is the first time we've ever brought it up.
It definitely looks like it's a real robot, and props to them for making it walk so nicely.
Yeah, it looks natural.
And it's pretty interesting because it's the first time we've seen like a fembot, basically. You know, it's dressed up like a female. It's got
can't
those
stand
proportions.
humanoid robots. I am against the clankers.
Exactly.
I've
Sure.
shut them all down.
Yeah.
But
end of humanity stuff.
for a clanker, this is pretty smooth.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting how they made it walk. I'm very curious to see how it develops and see where it goes. So my opinion on it is not very strong at the moment.
No. But we do want to cover recent.
One thing we're not talking about party tricks because look, there's nothing that this thing could do other than walk in a straight line.
So far, yeah.
We want to talk about other robots.
This is the real dystopia.
Yep.
You got dogs walking dogs. That poor dog.
Yeah.
Walked by a robot dog.
Yes. That thing's having
delivery.
fun. Yeah, your delivery's gonna be all messed up.
Not very happy.
No. These are so stupid.
They're so dumb.
They're so dumb.
Wait till you see how many they've employed. You're not gonna believe this.
Okay. Oh, it's still going. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
These are all those robot cars that just crash into stuff.
Yeah.
And get stuck.
And like ram things over when they can't get through them, smash up. Yeah. Okay, so this is important. We've all seen the Unitary G1 or G2s, those ones.
Like, AI robots.
They keep showing them. From the beginning, we've told you that they're just remote control toys.
It's a toy.
And they are.
Yeah, look. They try to hide it.
Yeah, look, this guy's trying to hide the fact that he's controlling it.
It's just a toy, guys.
Yeah, it's just a PR stunt, it's a toy.
Finally, we got some footage of them holding the controller behind their back.
Yeah. Because you do always see them walking with the controller behind, like when they did that marathon and everything.
Yeah.
But what you always see in the propaganda is like these robots have like whatever
AI.
a million teraflops of AI function.
They
but they're
think themselves.
Yeah, exactly. But it's always remote controlled, and it's got like very basic sequences you can program into it. Like you press up and A is wave.
Right.
This is like playing a fighting game. You have your little combinations and it does things. Yeah, and you move it around. Remote control toys, dude.
It's just a toy.
When we actually see them being able to do something. And then we'll be impressed.
Talk, right? But I did want to bring this into a serious thing.
Okay.
So I said China replaces the last jobs that people are so desperate to have. And that's the problem, is that we're watching China, while the rest of the world's trying to hide this AI takeover, and like while people get laid off, they're like trying to downplay it and be like, huh?
Yeah.
China's just embracing it and they go, no, we're just going to get rid of all the jobs. Look at our robots that are going to replace everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Here you'll see robots taking the place of fruit pickers. And I thought this is salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Because maybe you have a demo where a robot's helping like a disabled person.
Sure. Or an elderly person.
Instead, they have this program where they're taking over jobs of fruit pickers, and China's got a massive unemployment rate, right? Mm-hmm. While China suffers from staggering unemployment rate, while hundreds of millions of Chinese people are earning $700 to $1,300 per year.
Per year, not per month, per year.
People that are doing this fruit picking, people in the countryside that can't even make a minimum wage in the city. They're being replaced by these robots. Have a look at this.
Can I just, before we even go on that, I've been seeing a lot of, because we've got a lot of like shills or people being invited to China. They go to China and they're like, look at this hotel. It's only $200 a night. And it's so amazing, it's like got all this, and it's a nice hotel for sure. If you compare it to American prices,
for $200,
yes, it's good. But when you're earning $700 to $1,300 per year, $200 is like, it's a quarter. It's more than a quarter of your salary.
The lower 20% of the people in countryside are making 5,000 to 10,000 RMB per year.
Yeah.
And that's according to Chinese statistics.
Yeah. So if you're earning a Chinese wage, even a middle class Chinese wage, $200 is a huge amount. I mean, when we were living in China, I couldn't afford 1,000 RMB a night hotel.
Master's degree people coming out of Chongqing.
Yes.
We were talking to people, they're making 3,000 RMB per month with a master's degree, if they can get a job.
Yeah. So imagine spending a third of your salary for one night in a hotel.
Exactly.
You just got to always bear that in mind. Yeah. It's silly. Anyway, let's carry on. What did you have to say about these robots here?
Well, first, I just wanted to ask a question. It's very important.
Okay, so
super important.
Okay, we'll see. It's coming up, I suppose.
It will.
Okay, at some point.
I want you guys to. You guys can have a guess.
Okay. Yeah.
More importantly, has the Chinese propaganda department managed to finally learn how to use microphones and balance their audio yet? Because you'd think in a country that's billions of dollars to spend on propaganda, which this is, they'd probably be able to fix it, right?
Let's find out. Yeah, you never know, right? Maybe they've improved.
I'm always kind of willing to give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, so we're not doing anything. We're just going to let it roll, right? Let's see. Okay, roll tape. Camera 1.
Roll doll.
Roll, go.
Our robot's not working very well. They're not listening to us.
今日8月份，世界机器人大会启。
I guess not. So I'm going to bring that down.
Yes.
Anyway, let's have a look at this.
Okay.
Let's have a look at these fruit pickers that are taking the jobs of these poor Chinese people. So they're basically it's this big machine.
Yeah.
It has these pneumatic, very low tech stuff.
Yeah, just picking.
It's pneumatic, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's remote control.
Sure.
But China has to make sure it's humanoid looking, right?
Yeah.
They're like it improves it. So they have this like efficient machine that doesn't need to look like this, and they're like, no, it has to look human.
Yes.
So they quickly like throw this together. Who wore it better?
Yeah, let's see. Who wore it better?
The DIY.
Yeah.
I think the plastic bottle.
I think it's important for us to pay attention to those subtitles. I just wanted to roll it back for a second.
Yeah, sure.
I just have to avoid that horrible audio. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. So it says to refine it. I'm just going to go back. This again is from Xinhua. This is China's state media propaganda.
Yeah.
They said, achieving full mechanization from seeding to cultivation and transplanting to field management, harvesting, sorting, storage. This is their main robot fruit picker over here.
And it works. I mean,
Yes.
it appears to work.
Yes. Now, we set out to develop 2 humanoid apple picking robots,
Why?
it says there.
Why?
Yeah, why? To like
always
mock the
gonna be
people.
worse.
It's to mock the
Yes.
people that you're stealing the
Seriously.
jobs from.
Yes.
There's no reason,
There's
right?
no reason
Yeah.
to do this.
We teamed up with Northwestern Polytechnical
This
University.
is chicken wings in space. Stuff.
Yeah. To refine the robot's head design. Wow, they did a great job refining that head design. What it looks like any old spaceman from the 1960s.
50s or something.
Yeah.
Like, we'll take over the world, you know.
Okay, and then it says enhancing both its reliability and visual appeal.
That is the most regarded thing I've ever seen in my life.
How is it? It's not enhancing its visual appeal or its reliability.
It made it all worse.
Yes.
So let's see it working.
Okay.
I'm actually going to show you what they
Okay.
aired this.
Okay. Let's
Keep
see.
this in mind. This was published.
Okay, so now we're going to see it pick an apple, right?
So play uninterrupted. First.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Wait, what?
Watch its arm.
Okay.
It broke.
The hand came off.
It broke.
Yeah.
So they disassembled the one that worked.
Yes.
Made a humanoid robot because they have to do propaganda, and they made it look regarded.
I like
and
how
then it broke.
I like how they made a big deal about improving the visual appeal, and they actually got a university to help them design that head. I'm sorry, but that's nothing different than any other robot spaceman toy for the last 10 decades.
Can we not focus on the fact that it broke and then they aired it? This isn't a live stream.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
pretty
not.
funny.
They edited this.
Yeah, like
And
how
it
the arm just broke off.
It can't even pick an apple.
I know, it's so funny. They don't even show it picking the apple, because they can't, because the arm broke off. Oh, it's so funny. It's so ridiculous.
This is chicken wings in space. That's
is.
going to become a new phrase.
Yeah.
Chicken wings in space.
Chicken wings
This
in
is chicken
space.
wings in
It is.
space.
It's chicken wings in space. Dude.
Everything is just to get external investment.
Yep.
Get other countries to invest in China.
Yep.
China's pretty bad at this stuff, guys.
Well, let's be honest. Humanoid robots has been the thing that they've been pushing for everything. So now they have to try and include humanoid robots for anything. Remember they did that whole thing about making a humanoid robot Alexa speaker?
Yes.
You have to hold down a button and say, whatever, Xiao Tu, tell me about, this war or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
And
it
then
replies.
wow.
Like,
And
whoa.
the shills are
And then
like,
if you actually
wow.
just go, Alexa, order 3 pizzas from McDonald's.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Love-
Alexa at home
love
is like,
McDonald's
it's like, McDonald's doesn't have
Have
pizza.
pizza.
Guess what it does? In the UK, I had a pizza at McDonald's.
I bet it sucks.
I could remember it being pretty okay.
You're not very well known for your food taste.
And this was 1995,
There you
so
go.
who knows? Anyway,
Let's move along. This is the saddest thing I've seen in a while.
yeah, let's take a look at this.
This is a Shenzhen street sweeper.
Yeah.
Just watching. Look at the look on his face. He's just watching his job go away.
I know, it's terrifying.
That's such an iconic clip.
Yeah, I just want to. I want to go back. I like to harken back. Here's the thing that I don't understand is in China's vanity rush to make itself look as if it's futuristic and better than the rest of the world, they're leaving their own people behind.
Yes.
You do not need to replace street sweepers.
It's a poor country.
There are hundreds of millions of people who need those jobs in China.
Yes.
You do
Yes.
not need to replace fruit pickers.
No.
There are
Or
hundreds of
street
millions of
sweepers.
people in the country who need that. Unemployment is already high,
Yes.
and now you're taking away those jobs?
And then making propaganda about it is literal. I told you, if you're going to do this, you're going to be evil.
Yeah.
And do this tech oligarchy stuff, then hide it.
Yes.
You're promoting it.
Yeah, you're like, look, we've got people that could just take over everyone's job.
Yeah, and we
with
have
robots.
and we're not a socialist country. China has no social programs. So
Yeah.
They're not paying their unemployed people.
Yeah.
You don't take someone's in China. You can't go. You can't go. Like in America, you can go to the welfare line and get
Yeah.
your benefits and all this kind
Could
of stuff.
go line up at a church and get a free meal or whatever.
That doesn't exist in China.
No,
There's no
no.
unemployment benefits. So
Yep.
they take your job. They take a street sweeper's job. You're done.
Yeah, you're on your own.
I want to show you how desperate it is in a developed city.
Okay.
Even in a developed city.
All right.
So watch this. This has been translated. Beyond the Great Firewall will take you inside the Chinese internet. They're not happy about this one. This
Yeah.
is the reality of the situation. I want you guys to watch.
Yeah.
我被一群找活路的人
这是武汉
吵
呢
醒，在不起眼的天桥下，50岁年纪的人像货物一样被挑选。这里有我不敢看的现实，却是他们的日常。
你今年多大了，阿叔？
我今年快60了。
那你们早晨几点到这儿呢
3点。
大姨，您多大岁数了
19啊。
您都是在这儿等工地是吗？
这是大米施工。
这一天的话能挣多少钱呢？你们在这儿？
挣个生活费的，还能多好？100多块钱。
我发现在这里的人都说自己是59岁，后来才知道60岁是一道坎儿，过了就不会有人选择。这种善意的谎言，只是为了能让老板挑选上自己，给家里多挣一点钱。你们是天天有活干吗？
有人3天就干1天喽。
人家有的不要女的，
为啥呢？
女的没有男的有劲呗。
我刚走近就被他们层层围住，问我有没有活路。他们一个劲儿地推销自己，说自己很勤快，也很便宜，什么活都能干。我说只是路过，他们才怯生生地走开，脸上带着一丝的失落。每个人都背着一个被撑得鼓鼓的包，我以为是从家里边带来的早饭，可里边却是铲子和钳子。他们说找不到活路就不吃早饭，他们坐在路边发呆，怔怔地望着马路的方向。但凡有个穿着比他们体面的人出现在大众视野里，都会被团团围住。
大姨，这粥多少钱一碗啊
2块钱2。
大叔，刚给您买了碗粥，新的，来，您接着。是。您今年多大年纪了，叔？
刚好60。
60岁不应该退休了吗？
退休还退休。
大叔把工作称为活路，为了一家人的生活，4点就起床来这儿等活，没什么学历，却已经上了年纪，能售卖的只有一身的力气。
这都是农民工，就是起早贪黑，都蛮辛苦的。
阿姨和我说，为了供孩子上学，她每天5点就来这边等活，可凌晨吵醒他们的又岂止是生活？很多人在这里根本舍不得吃早饭。一个阿姨一直在喝水充饥，手里的钱被掰成了一块又一块的在用。于是我找到了附近的早餐店，买了100份早餐。他们也快步的聚集起来，依旧和找活路一样，生怕抢不到。取走后不停的和我说着谢谢，
谢谢。
这烧饼2块钱一个，但是非常香。
吃着饭，他们说起了他的故事。从老家到这里300公里路，为了省钱，找了一个200块1个月的单间，已经快1个月找不着活干了。
我们不多是家里没收入，这有的又4天5夜找不到事，没有要人呐。
凌晨6点，找到活路的人高兴地坐着车离开，而那些剩下的人只能眼巴巴地望着，不知所措地干等着。没有被选上，就意味着今天没了活路。我们不应该只。
So what happens is, I guess you're not reading the subtitles, in Wuhan, so a very wealthy, developed city where COVID comes from.
Yes, that's where COVID originated
Yes,
from.
that's where they made it.
Yeah.
Or where it was released.
And it was released out of the lab, yeah.
So you have countless old elderly people, 50s, 60s, maybe up to 70s in the 70s, because they have to go find part-time work. They have to wake up at 3 a.m., bring their own tools to do hard labor construction.
Yeah.
And then the bosses will come and select the people they want, and a lot of them get left behind and not. So they waste their entire day outside waiting for a boss to come select them for a day job.
Yep.
Grueling labor. These are old people, like I said.
Yeah.
Right? They have to bring their own tools, and they're doing it so they can send their kids to school, because school's not free in communist China.
No, it's not.
They have to pay for their family back home in these villages that they don't earn anything.
Yeah, and that's why they're all here, is because there's no opportunity in the countryside. There are no jobs that are available. They have to come to the cities, and they have to sit like day laborers.
And there's no retirement. The government can't give them. There's no government that says, here's your $1,000 a month. Go sit at home. You're old now. You can.
There's
relax.
no EBT. There's no food
No,
stamps.
there's not that
no
stuff.
SNAP.
I don't understand why people think that China has socialist benefits.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just in a dictatorship.
Yes, it's a really weird, crony, capitalist, strange dictatorship set up over there. And it's horrible to see, because this guy's being nice. He's going and buying some of the
this guy's
breakfast.
great, and he's exposing
Yeah,
it.
he's showing it because it's a reality. This is the reality of China, is that there is no social net to look after these people. And they're, like the woman said, yeah, they can work for an entire day and maybe earn 100 RMB. What is that in dollars?
$15 bucks.
Yeah,
They're in a
so they
basket.
can go work an entire day. That's what you get paid for an hour working
They're
at
not getting-
McDonald's.
by the way, they're not getting paid for sitting there at 3 a.m. waiting
No.
to get selected. That's if they get picked and they get to go do hard labor all day.
Yeah, if you get to go work all day, you might get $15. It's the reality of China. So when you see all these posts glazing China about it's the future, it's amazing, socialism works, it's so great, just remember that that's not true. That's just outward propaganda because you're not supposed to be able to post things like this. I hope this guy doesn't
No,
get
I hope
into
he's
trouble.
fine because what he says is very poignant here. He says we shouldn't just pay attention to the struggling college students because the youth unemployment, they stopped counting.
Yes.
Nobody can get jobs anymore.
Right.
But most people are talking about master's degree students coming out of college.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
It's horrible.
But
yeah.
nobody's paying attention to the grandparents that are trying to get picked up to do a day job and then not getting picked half the time.
Yeah, yeah.
To do hard labor.
You see, they're all lying about their age as well.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, I'm 59 because if you're over 60, they don't pick you because
won't.
they don't think you're strong enough.
Yep.
So you have to keep, you're 64 and you're like, oh, I'm 59, you know? Yeah.
看到工作困难的大学生，也应该看到这些连活着都困难的农民工，不求理解苦难，至少不要把尖刀刺向两手空空的一身布衣之人。临走时，这里依旧人山人海，醒来的人不知道发生了什么，而经历了无数个夜晚找活路的他们才知道，原来比生活
This is
更
not a
难
developed
的
country
是
with
生
social
存。
programs.
No.
There's been some people that have been really nice.
Yeah, this guy went out early to give baozi, steamed buns, and dojiang, which is like soy milk,
The elderly
to
workers
the elderly street sweepers that are working at like 3 a.m.
that are about to lose their job.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they make nothing.
Yep.
These guys are making nothing.
Yep.
They're never going to own property. They're never going to have a life.
Yep.
Right? I mean, they send a lot of their money back home.
Yep.
So that like I said, their grandkids can go to school.
Yep. That's a pretty sad state of affairs. And look, the reason we're showing this is we're not trying to bring it down or over you guys here. It's just to combat the insane amount of propaganda that's going on right now to try and pretend as if China has everything sorted out and that China's a shining example and China's better than the West, because it's not true. It's not. It's not better for the people of China. And because these problems are not allowed to be shown, they get swept under the rug on purpose, just like the kidnapped children. The problems of the people never get sorted because it's an embarrassment to China. If they were to acknowledge it and to deal with these problems, they would be embarrassed on the world stage. So they rather sweep it under the rug and hope these people just disappear.
Very, very dystopian.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Because the future is only getting worse. That's the issue. China's not getting wealthier.
No.
Jobs are going away.
Yes.
And there's no safety net for these people.
Basically, what you have right now is you have a bunch of companies that are taking foreign investment and making toys, shiny toys, and people
eating
think
chicken wings in
China's
space.
China. Everyone thinks China's living in the future.
Yeah.
It's not though. It's built on a bunch of hollow derivative tech, stolen tech, basically.
Yeah,
It's
trillions
not-
of dollars of IP theft.
Yeah, it's not all
Alibaba
that.
and IP thieves.
Yes, Alibaba and the IP thieves, dude. we got to bring him back. I'll make a soundbite out of him. Anyway,
this guy's doing great stuff. We can
yeah.
fast forward here.
Yeah, I think it's important that there are some good Samaritans going
We
and
want to
helping.
highlight that. We want to highlight
Yeah.
the positives.
We do because we totally believe in
Go
this.
back.
Okay.
I thought this is an important clip because delivery drivers, because like I said, all these jobs are going away. So now people are becoming delivery drivers for these companies that do takeout food, right?
Yes.
Because that one can't be, they're starting to be replaced, but they're not quite there yet.
Yes, I mean, you saw those robotic delivery vehicles.
Yeah, so this clip is going around. This this dad doing deliveries and his daughter's on the back doing homework. Watch.
Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. I've seen lots of clips like this
Yeah.
because they take their kids with them to work. It's the only way. And then they'll drop them off at school later,
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking.
It is, actually.
But,
It makes me sad.
Look, that's the reality. I grew up in the third world. I grew up in South Africa. I've seen terrible poverty my entire life. I've been in situations where I've been in terrible poverty. I understand it, and I have a great amount of empathy and compassion for the people that are struggling. And that's why what we do is important to me, is because I'd like to shine a spotlight on what's happening in China, because the only way it's ever going to get fixed is if people talk about it and acknowledge that it is a problem in the first place.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, we have awesome merch.
The last couple weeks for Hand Machine Ghost.
Oh, yeah. I should probably bring that for you.
Raising awareness about phone addiction. Handmade design. No AI was involved. It is made by our in-house artist, Dragonilla. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It is selling well because people love it. You're one of those people.
Yeah, join the team.
TheChinaShow.threadless.com.
I must say that I love this design, not only because it was mostly us just coming up with this design, and not only because our very talented in-house artist drew it and made it, no AI, like you said, but because it's kind of a timeless, awesome design.
It is.
And it's something that I really like the aesthetic, based on 80s skateboard graphics and dystopian cyberpunk vibes. And people have been sending me pictures. I got an awesome picture of a guy who does paranormal equipment, and he actually superimposed like a ghost coming out of his phone while wearing it. It's like really topical. It's so good. Love that picture, by the way. If you want me to show it next time, I will. And
last couple weeks, pick it up.
Yes, please do. Look, we also have lots of other shirts for sale. We've got our Good Times, Good Vibes, graffiti merch. But yeah, we wanted to give a shout out to Sergeant Hill.
Shout out to Sergeant Hill. Hey.
Yeah, who's wearing his Hand Machine Ghost t-shirt next to Alice Cooper.
Who this guy said that Alice Cooper said it was cool.
Yeah, apparently Alice Cooper really liked the shirt. So that's awesome. I don't think many people can say that Alice Cooper likes their merch.
True.
It's a big thumbs up to that. Thanks
Pretty
a lot
cool.
for sending us a picture. Thank you for letting us use
cool.
it.
Pick one up yourself.
Yeah.
The China Show.
While you can.
Threadless.com.
Yes. Probably the last week, probably next week will be the last week that it'll be available.
That's right.
Yeah. So, grab it while you can.
We'll come back.
I got a message from somebody said that they bought the hoodie. They liked it so much that they're quickly grabbing a t-shirt now because, they don't want it to disappear.
Yeah, for sure. Memory Wall of Digital Death, Hu Chenfeng and Peng Shuai. So Hu Chenfeng, I just want to say a quick thing. China did acknowledge him, but in a negative way.
Yes.
And he's
they used him as an example. They said, this is not okay.
Yeah.
He made videos about this. It's not okay. And it's good that he's been deleted.
It's very, very bad and actually terrifying that they did a news report about it and they blurred him out and they said, don't be like this guy.
Yeah, they didn't even let people see what he looks like.
It's worse than letting him just go away. They've actually crucified him now.
Yeah, so don't forget about him, and let's not forget about Peng Shuai either. And there are more. We will be adding to this memorial wall, the Memory Wall of Digital Death. And that, for those of you who are confused, this is where China erases a person from existence.
Yes.
Can you imagine, for a minute, that the government came to you and said, because you wrote an opinion online, maybe you say, Biden and Trump suck. And someone from the government comes to you and says, that's not okay. They arrest you, and then they delete your Facebook page, they delete your Instagram, they delete, all of your social media.
And you go to jail.
And on top of that, they remove your name from the search engines.
Yes.
If someone types your name into Google and presses enter, it says no results.
Yep.
They erase your entire existence. And nobody, and you go to jail, you get disappeared. And then nobody can look you up.
Nope.
So even if someone says, do you remember so-and-so, and you try to look them up online, you cannot find any information.
Nope.
That is a digital death. That is what China does to people who are inconvenient to their narrative.
Yep.
Great. You know what I like to say about this?
Must be nice to live in a real country.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, let's move on. We won't forget him.
It's sticker time!
Oh, yes.
The China Show sticker giveaway. This is where we spin the wheel. And you guys get 5 stickers.
Yeah, so every week we're giving away 5 stickers. It's for you to, you get to enter your name. We've got a little thing in the description. You can go do it if you like. And if you win them, they're yours. You could stick them wherever you like.
Show us if you want.
Be cool if you stuck them somewhere interesting and took a photo and sent it to our Discord or something. Entirely up to you. You can also just keep them or
do whatever
you like with them,
Let's use it.
Yes.
Spread the word. The QR code is our channel. Yes.
Love the tune.
Thanks.
Better than Like Farm.
It's Michael Rice. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Michael Rice. What was that woo sound you put in?
That's like a celebration.
Kind of like that.
We got some hate from our Wheel of Fortune with the children saying, yay.
Oh, they don't like that?
They don't like it. So
Oh,
I decided to go, woo,
okay.
instead.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Just mixing it up.
Yeah. Okay, Michael Rice. Congratulations. Somebody will be getting a hold of you.
Yes.
Yay! Oh,
It's worldview.
Time for Worldview, guys. This is our last segment before the Q&A, and this is where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China.
Remember this?
I do. Do you guys remember this, where China did a self-own?
Yeah.
Where they crashed their own ships together?
Yeah, play the footage.
Okay.
Just a little callback here.
Yeah.
I want you guys to remember where this happened. You see that little fire?
Yes.
So that's the Philippines on the right, and China all the way up there in the top. Okay?
Yes.
So where that little fire happened is where two Chinese ships collided in pursuit of a Filipino ship that was in its own waters.
So for those of you who maybe can't see so well, there's a yellow dotted line.
Yeah, that's the Philippines territory.
And that is the Philippines territory, right?
Yes.
And that is internationally recognized, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It is.
Then you have the red dashed line thing.
9-dash line.
Which is China's own claim, which is not internationally recognized. It's made up.
It's literally made up.
They said we found an ancient map that says this belongs to us.
That's not how the law works.
No. You can't do that, because if that was the case, being of British heritage myself, I could go and say, I found this old map of the British Empire, so now India belongs to me.
Yes, it makes no
belongs
sense.
to England.
Yeah.
This place belongs, that place, the entire world belongs to England.
Yeah, so they illegally chased a Filipino ship in its own territory, and then crashed into themselves.
Yes, it's the
Just to
most
remember.
stupid thing ever.
There's a reason we're showing you this.
Yes.
So just remember this. This is from the Australian, but this is courtesy of the PCG, so Filipino Coast Guard.
Yeah, so the Filipino Coast Guard patrol boat was there. So the Chinese...
in its own water.
By the way, take a look at the Chinese water cannon. They were coming to, basically attack...
In its own
the
water.
Philippines Coast Guard in their own water.
That is the Chinese ship chasing a Filipino Coast Guard off its own coast.
Yes,
off
in
of
the
Philippines coast.
in Filipino waters.
Yes. Just you guys got to drill this home before you see what the gall that China has.
Exactly. It was a Chinese Coast Guard boat, and it was one of their military ships. Both of them chasing this Filipino boat.
In their own water.
Yes, in Filipino waters.
Just so you remember.
Yeah. So they're like, I'm going to come get you. I'm going to come spray you. I'm going to attack you in your own territory. This is basically the gist of it. Yes. Oh, look at me. I'm a Chinese Coast Guard boat. I'm making sure we destroy the seas.
And destroy their sovereign ships in their own territory.
And then, oops.
Ah, crap.
That's one of our own Chinese military naval vessels with guns on it.
They crashed into their own military ship.
Yeah, they were like, whoops.
In pursuit of a Filipino vessel.
Which, by the way, it's speculated, but there were a lot of sailors on the front of that Coast Guard ship that are suddenly not there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so possibly lost a bunch of sailors.
Yeah.
Or I should say Chinese seamen.
Yep.
So lost a bunch of Chinese seamen off the edge of that boat.
Yep.
And then China painted it as if the Philippines did something wrong.
But they didn't air the footage.
Oh, they did not show this in China. Nobody has seen this footage in China.
Unless they saw it on foreign news.
Exactly.
So it's interesting that they wouldn't just let this die.
No.
Instead, they had to make an AI cartoon.
Yes.
About this. So just remember, keep this in mind.
This is where it happened.
Before we show this to you.
Yes.
This is where it happened, off the coast of the Philippines.
Yes.
They crashed into themselves in pursuit of a Filipino ship.
Correct.
They have now made this AI cartoon from Xinhua, and it says, the victim playbook: provoke first, cry louder, get filmed out of context, turned into a victim. So what you're about to see is a replay in AI cartoon form of what you just saw.
Yeah, this is China's state media, Xinhua, top CCP news, their propaganda outlet. They put this out on Twitter. Let's take a look.
Back off, please.
That's China.
Oh, that's loud.
You've crossed the line.
Yeah.
My last warning.
Help! He's attacking me! Help!
That's supposed to signify the
water cannon.
So yeah, the little spit. That's supposed to be. Oh, we're just spitting.
So
that's
China's
their
a
water
turtle.
cannons.
It's getting attacked by a little crab, which is the Philippines.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets spit on by a water cannon, and then now the Philippines
Well, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, but when China's Coast Guards blast these, they've sunk boats, by the way, like fishing boats and things, but they blast these water cannons onto these Filipino ships. They've injured people quite badly. They've smashed glass, hurt people. It's not okay to just do that.
No, but let's see what America does, according to China.
America brings an octopus.
They drop journalists.
Oh, is that
now
what
it's your turn.
Okay.
Somebody help me!
Okay, I've got this on record. Rolling. Clearly the big guy is bullying the small one. Stay with me. Different angle. Got it.
Excuse me? He poked me first and pinched me, and it's just water.
Now the big guy has gone totally aggressive.
What is all this fuss about?
You're not supposed to be here.
But I've been here since before your great-grandfather was even a bubble.
Huh? Oh, look at them. The fish can't breathe, the shrimp's barely hanging on, and it's your fault. You're polluting the environment.
Please, they're dying because of the shell you deliberately left behind last time. It's stinking up the place.
You see what this is about is there is a, what do you call it, a grounded military vessel, belongs to the Philippines, and the shoal there. And that's like a military base, basically. That's how they can maintain a presence there. Otherwise, China would just force them out of the entire area. And that's what they're talking about here. But of course, China has been polluting the area.
Yes.
They've been building artificial islands.
We showed you last time.
Yeah, they've been using
Cyanide
fishing at night in there. You know, China doesn't care about the environment, especially the sea. So now for them to try and pretend like it's the Philippines grounded ship, which, by the way, isn't polluting anything. No. It's just sitting there, you know?
Haven't even complained yet.
History? Rules? Boring! Let's live in the moment and make some waves!
Wouldn't that be nice? To make some real waves?
Stop this dangerous behavior, or I'll have to take action. Ouch!
Keep rolling! Keep rolling! Help! You want to swallow me?
Proverbial schoolyard bully.
China's been acting more aggressive.
Assertive, aggressive behavior. In
David and Goliath confrontation.
Pause that real
Okay.
quick. I just want to quickly, we're not going to dwell.
Yep.
We just watched a video of China crashing into its own military vessel.
Yes.
Because it was harassing and bullying a actual small Chinese Coast Guard vessel.
You mean a Filipino?
A Filipino Coast Guard vessel.
Yes.
And then they made a cartoon about how the Filipino ship was actually bullying them.
Yeah, like as if it was going there and attacking them, pinching it and punching it.
It was in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And they were running away.
I have never seen a Filipino Coast Guard ship attack a Chinese vessel.
Once. Nope.
They're not going up to the big military vessel with guns and bumping into it or something.
The reason I want to show that was it is the most gaslighting opposite of, it's post-truth. China lives in post-truth because conveniently they never showed the footage of the actual event to their people.
Yes.
They've rewritten the event and now they've drank their own Kool-Aid.
Dude, it's like COVID. Chinese people in China now believe that COVID came from America.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and a lot of other cranks around the world believe that too.
Yeah.
Because China's propaganda is that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. People are just that dumb.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But it's also, it sets a precedent, right?
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Lane Kendall, said something very funny. He said, turns out when the Chinese destroyer annihilates a Chinese Coast Guard ship, that was harassing the Philippines ship in the Philippines exclusive economic zone. It was America's fault.
Yes.
The more you know. And then he got, you know who went after him?
James Pond,
that guy with the horrible
It's
humor.
preposterous.
From that whole series.
Those sketches, which was very funny.
Yeah.
So he says something, and then Lane says, "Good point. How dare the United States place a Scarborough Shoal so close to the Philippines and so far from China? Classic imperialism."
Yes, exactly.
Because the argument is that the Scarborough Shoal, which is in the Philippines, is somehow America's fault.
Yes.
Because we put it there. It's a shoal.
Yeah. It's dumb.
And it says, are you questioning the U.S. legitimacy over Guam? And he says, oh, you mean the territory we won while defending your country from Japan?
Yes, exactly.
There's been a very nasty thing happening, by the way.
Yeah.
The Chinese embassy in the U.S. has been saying such nasty things on Twitter.
Yeah.
They've been unleashed recently. I don't know what it is. And the gall that they have to insinuate that the U.S. didn't help save China by nuking Japan while Japan was absolutely decimating and taking over China. The gall to not be thankful for that and then to try to act like the U.S. is the aggressor here is insane.
Well, you know, another thing the Chinese embassy in the U.S. did recently is they took satellite photos of big scenic spots in Taiwan and also Taipei, and they put it and they said, China's Taipei, China's industrial park. China's Sun Moon Lake belongs to one China. This all belongs to China, claiming it. It's that whole Judy's not your girlfriend thing, They're crazy.
Yeah, he finished off by saying, no, I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning why Beijing's entire claim to the Filipinos' economic zone comes from a made-up maritime line that didn't exist until 1947.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is true. Anyway, just wanted to show what China is trying to rewrite history again.
Yes. We got one more thing before we get into the Q&A, guys.
Do you remember this?
Yeah. Do you remember when these Chinese nationals were bringing in these terrible terrorism weapons?
Potential terrorism weapons.
Well, basically biological samples which were, bad. Mm-hmm. You don't bring this stuff across borders. You need permits and stuff.
Yes.
You can't just bring
them in. No, they're sneaking them in.
Yeah, they were sneaking. Remember, they snuck them in, pretending that they were something else, hiding them in pages of books, doing all sorts of things. And they were, live samples of bacteria and viruses and so on, right?
Yeah, so she was found guilty, but then released and then went back to China, right? Well, what if I told you at the University of Michigan again, by the way, same university.
Same university.
This happened again.
It just happened again. And they just got 3 Chinese national scholars from the University of Michigan Laboratory charged for conspiring to smuggle biological materials into the U.S. Again. So, the first time it was in the news, it was a big deal. And so they, put a criminal complaint. They did the whole thing. And then I guess they got a slap on the wrist and they just got released. But then it happened again.
So these research scholars at the University of Michigan allegedly received multiple concealed shipments of biological materials, roundworm related, sent from China.
Mm-hmm. Okay? From Wuhan.
From a guy named Han,
yes.
A PhD student from Wuhan, China. He traveled back to the U.S. to work in the same University of Michigan lab, the Shanshu Library. Mm-hmm. He pleaded no contest to 3 smuggling charges and 1 false statement charge. Han was sentenced and removed from the United States, okay? Now, after his removal, University of Michigan started an internal investigation into the Shanshu lab. Good.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bai Fengfan Zhang and Zhiyong Zhang refused to participate and were terminated, making them eligible for removal by Department of Homeland Security. Now, in October in 2025, the 3 defendants bought tickets to leave from the Detroit Metropolitan Airport on October 20th. Okay. Mm-hmm. On October 10th, federal agents attempted to locate them, but they couldn't. That same day, the defendants changed flights to October 15th and also booked separate flights from JFK to 2 a.m. on October 16th. They did not show up for the October 15th Detroit flight and instead traveled to New York to try to throw off the feds.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, we booked our flights. Yeah, so they go there, but they're not there. Yeah.
Now, on October 16th at JFK Airport, Zhiyong Zhang allegedly made false statements about Han. Bai and Fengfan Zhang told officers they received packages from Han even after her arrest and removal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say guy. It was a woman.
Yeah.
Charges were announced. Xu Bai and Fengfan Zhang, conspiracy to smuggle biological materials, and Zhiyong Zhang made false statements to federal agents. The final note, the U.S. Attorney and federal agencies emphasized the national security risk and commitment to enforcing U.S. laws. These are just charges.
So if I get this right, they got Han, they caught her doing this bad smuggling stuff in. Deported her or told her to leave.
Yeah,
she left back to China, and then she still helped the ones that were still in the lab and smuggled more stuff to them, sent stuff to them.
Yes.
So it's like they didn't learn a lesson. Dude. Nobody learned a lesson. Shut the program down.
What is going on?
University of Michigan, shut your lab down. Anyone who is a Chinese national needs to be vetted very closely. We make sure that they're not smuggling this in. Because obviously the Chinese government and its biological warfare or whatever they're doing, their agro-terrorism, they've potentially found a great place to smuggle things into, a great place to work.
They're not stopping.
And they're doing it again and again. Shut the lab down. Just stop it.
Until you can figure out what's going on.
Yeah, just stop it. It's ridiculous. And stop allowing spies and people that are doing nefarious things onto the campuses and into our schools and into our institutions. Just stop it. And stop treating this lightly. If they had not let them off previously, this would be a different story. You know? Maybe it would have been a warning. Because they're like, oh, guess what happened? I smuggled dangerous stuff in.
She goes back. She gets tried. She's found guilty, goes back and keeps doing it.
The stuff that they were smuggling in could have wiped out the entire agricultural sector.
Well, yeah, certain crops,
potentially,
yeah.
yes, like
corn and
corn and things. The entire corn agricultural sector. They've already done that with citrus in Florida and stuff.
Yeah.
Why would you allow that? So they almost wipe it out. What happens? It's like, oh,
she kept going.
Just don't do it again.
She
Go
kept
back to
going.
China.
She kept going.
Yeah, she goes back to China, sends more stuff.
It's
It
crazy.
didn't stop.
It's crazy. China never gets punished.
Never.
It's crazy.
Punish them. They're out to ruin your country. They're out to really like take advantage of all your systems.
This is a CCP program.
It's the CCP. But you just give them a slap on the wrist and allow them to do it again?
But, I mean, props to the people that are catching these guys.
Yes, let's just hope this time it sticks.
Yeah.
And they actually get some kind of punishment so that people don't do it anymore.
Yeah, 'cause
and
she
University of
literally
Michigan,
did it.
sort your shit out. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
seriously. This is nasty
Okay,
stuff.
this is the last thing. Right?
Yeah, so this is crazy. We talked recently about in Bangkok.
Yeah.
There was some sort of art show.
Yes.
And basically the artists were stopped from showing their anti-CCP artwork.
Yeah.
Right. And this is in a foreign country, so that's transnational
Mhm.
repression. That's China overstepping its boundaries and punishing people abroad. Now, you wouldn't expect this to happen in America.
Yeah.
At least so brazenly. But Indie China Independent Film Festival was scheduled for November 8th through the 15th. It was canceled. Why?
Why?
Well, the festival curator, Jüri, says 80% of the screenings had to be canceled because the filmmakers withdrew themselves, right? A little digging. Filmmakers in China that were going to come to it cited personal reasons, while those abroad, the ones in America and other countries that were going to come, said Chinese authorities contacted their families to pressure them. Okay.
Okay.
Zhu said a colleague in Beijing was taken for questioning and told not to work with him. One festival venue received an anonymous letter claiming to be from Chinese students in New York urging cancellation. How many pronged approach was
It's crazy.
this? Zhu canceled the festival, stating that he refused to risk harassment or danger to directors, staff, volunteers, and audience members. Human Rights Watch called it an example of Chinese transnational repression, saying that China is trying to control global narratives. So this film festival in New York was shut down because China shut it down.
So everybody who is going to participate got a visit from the Chinese authorities in China to tell them you
Don't
will
do it.
not go.
Yeah.
And they like make an excuse. So they said, oh, personal reasons, we're not going.
What is happening?
And the ones that were in America or abroad, their family was contacted or visited by the police to say, you make sure that your relative does not go to this film festival.
And they got a letter. So this is like every angle China shut this down. So that means where is the freedom of speech?
The venue got the letter. Again, you see, that's such mafia tactics.
It is.
They don't go after the organizer. They didn't say anything to him, but they contacted the venue. So let's say you and I, we want to have a subscriber meetup and we go find a community hall and we book it. Then the community hall staff start to get threats saying that
would.
Yeah, they would. If you let these guys go there, then, there's going to be trouble or whatever. That's what's happening here. So the Chinese mafia government shut down this film festival.
In America, where we have freedom of speech.
Because they don't want that freedom of speech. They don't want independent filmmakers to put something on there that might be embarrassing to China.
Yeah.
Something they can't
or
control.
criticizes them.
Yeah, exactly. It's disgusting.
This was, by the way, this was for Chinese filmmakers.
Yes.
They stifled Chinese freedom of expression on U.S. shores.
Of course, because they can't control it.
This has got to stop.
It's got to stop.
That's enough.
Yeah.
They already
Agreed.
shut down the secret police station in New York. What's next?
Yeah.
You gotta deal with this.
100%. Anyway, guys, it's time for Yamcha. This is our Q&A segment where we answer your questions and you question our answers. So, what's on the cards for today? By the way, it is Friday, so please loosen the tie. Take a nice drink of whatever you might have, whether it's a hot or cold beverage, alcoholic or non.
What if it's like lukewarm?
Yeah, that's fine.